These attorneys have spent the majority of the morning telling a new judge that some pretty important decisions during the first trial happened behind the scenes. Both sides had agreed to keep certain character evidence about Anthony and Metcalf out of the trial. The defense says that agreement broke down and that played a role in Anthony ultimately deciding not to testify.
On the morning of the stabbing, Anthony's ex-girlfriend told an assistant principal that she broke up with Anthony and that he was stalking her. That same morning, Anthony sent a text message saying he was "loc on the verge," emphasizing the point. And in other messages, he threatened her with a knife and wrote, "When I stab somebody, I'm going to lick their blood off the blade." A text in which a teenager talks about licking blood off of a blade is extremely prejudicial.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, because there are so many racist and evil people in this world that want to see a young black male get away with killing a young white male in cold blood for basically no reason, now you have a situation where the waters have been so muddied that now you have a new judge presiding over the Karmelo Anthony case. Now, you might be asking, well, why is there still a case? Well, there's still additional things that need to occur, like appeals and motions and things like that. So now you have a new judge presiding over that. Now, effectively, somehow, some way, this broke some sort of deal that the prosecution and defense had prior to going into trial. And now all hell is broken loose. All this information is being released in regard to Karmelo Anthony being obsessed with stabbing people, and Austin Metcalf and his brother having done some like racist graffiti or something in the past. We're going to get that covered in this video. We're going to react to a Fox News clip here where they cover in additional detail. Doesn't look good for either, but as a reminder, before we even get into that, the only person who was on trial and the only person who actually stabbed and killed anyone was Karmelo Anthony, which is what he's serving time for, and obviously that's not going to get overturned. Let's go ahead and react to it. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos, so be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
Yeah, well, there is just a ton of new information that we're learning today, details that were not made public during this trial, including some insights into Karmelo Anthony's state of mind the day that he killed Austin Metcalf. Prosecutors say that day, Anthony was spiraling. His girlfriend had just broken up with him. That morning, she had told an assistant principal Anthony was stalking her. And just a few hours before the track meet, Anthony texted someone saying, "I'm low key on the verge." Prosecutors also revealed Anthony had.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know why, but for some reason, it just makes me laugh that his girlfriend broke up with him. Am I the only one here who thinks that is hilarious that she saw something? She was like, look, I don't want to get stabbed. She knew that something was wrong with this guy. Let's keep going.
Had a history of getting into fights, that it was something he liked to do.
Wow.
And that a history of. Prosecutors also revealed Anthony had a history of getting into fights, that it was something he liked to do, and that it had been a big enough problem that his parents had taken him to a special program at LSU for kids who can't keep their hands to themselves.
What?
We've also learned.
Who is he? What kind of person is he? What kind of son is he at home?
He is a wonderful son. He's a wonderful student.
So that was a fucking lie.
The then 17-year-old was obsessed with knives and guns and had fantasized about stabbing someone, including in this text message investigators found where he said, "When I stab somebody, I'm going to lick their blood off the blade."
Wow.
Prosecutors never shared any of those details during the trial, though, because of an agreement they made with the defense that both sides would avoid character evidence. Those details about Anthony and claims from the defense that Austin Metcalf had a history of bullying, violence, and a previous case of spraying racist graffiti that said the N-word, KKK, kill all black people, Heil Hitler. Instead, both sides would focus entirely on what happened under the tent at the track meet. That agreement, though, is now a key piece of the defense's case for a new trial because they claim Anthony was essentially pressured not to testify in his own defense when at the last minute, prosecutors told them that agreement did not include Anthony taking the stand, and if he did, character evidence would be fair game. Today, the lead prosecutor in this case.
I want to get something out of the way real quick. Just because, like, let's say hypothetically, what they're saying about Metcalf and his brother is true, right? Because presuming that this is something that was going to be presented officially in court, it's most likely true, Okay, that he said something about killing blacks and something about Heil Hitler. So presuming that that's true, I guess that makes it okay to kill Metcalf, right? Matter of fact, his brother too. Matter of fact, the whole family. Just take them all out. They spray painted something somewhere at some point. It was so deplorable. Like, who cares? Like, just take them out. Who cares? Imagine if that logic applied to the majority of black people in America, where you say something bad about white people or make a joke about Hitler or spray paint something, that, hey, I mean, if you die, you die. Who cares? Like, you should get a innocent verdict. You shouldn't get a guilty verdict because you spray painted something at some point in your life. Guys, this is stupid. I've seen a bunch of blackety black types, celebrities, Talarico, this freaking F word. I'm not talking about the cuss word, talking about the derogatory one from Texas.
So that black Texans have been have not gotten the justice they deserve in many cases. And I'm not an expert on this particular case, but I know that there were no black members of the jury. And to me, that's the only evidence you need to really prove that this system is not working.
James Talarico is also in favor of defunding the police. He's in favor of eliminating prisons. This is a guy who's soft on crime.
These people are making excuses already, saying, hey, look what Karmelo, look what Austin Metcalf said. Guys, no amount of anything anyone says equals, well, hey, go ahead and kill them. Like, what's the problem? Like, hey, they should be presumed innocent. No, they just went to trial. The trial's not going to get overturned. One person was talking about want to lick the blood off of knives, and he on the verge. On the verge of what? I've heard people asking that question. Well, guess what? We know what he was on the verge of because he killed Metcalf. What you mean you don't know what he's on the verge of? Don't be stupid now. Let me see if they have anything else interesting to say here.
The lead prosecutor in this case said both Anthony and his original attorneys were completely on board with this agreement, had no problems with it until they lost the case. At that point, that is when it became an issue, and they hired new attorneys and filed this appeal. Will?
Okay, a lot of information there to digest. Garrett Tenney, thank you for that report. So let's break it down now with former Collin County, Texas Chief Felony Prosecutor Carrie Thomas. Carrie, thanks for being with us here today. Okay, first, we have character information, background information on both Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony. This was held out of the original trial under a gentleman's agreement by both the prosecution and the defense. Do you think the fact that that information was held out gives the defense now grounds for a new trial?
Nah.
I'm not sure. I think overall, Will, based on what I've heard so far, and keep in mind, I wasn't.
Girl, be confident. It was an agreement they made. This wasn't a coercion. This wasn't a blackmail. They made an agreement. They could have refused and say, hey, it's no holds barred. That's not what happened. So all that's going to happen if there is another trial is, guess what? They're going to say, well, he was releasing text messages talking about he want to stab people. Do you think he's going to stand a better chance the next time?
An attorney on the case. I didn't observe the actual trial and everything the jury saw. But it's a steep hill to climb to get a new trial at this level. There's a huge deference to juries and judges making decisions in the moment in that courtroom because they are the fact finders. So based on what I've heard, I certainly think there's more to explore. But it would be hard for me at this point to say that they have a strong case for a new trial just based on what I've seen.
Girl, look, I can't listen. This person too wishy-washy for me. More to explore. The dude is already in prison, not jail, prison. What more is there to explore? You can see on the little grainy videos that this dude did. You can see the push, and you see the arm swing towards the Austin Metcalf, and then you see Karmelo Anthony run off scared with his tail between his legs. The jury made their decision. The judge was involved. Like, the court proceedings already happened. Usually, in order to actually have like a mistrial occur, there needs to be like some sort of very egregious, like, usually like errors that occurred that allowed a guilty verdict to occur. You need to be some sort of like gross errors that occurred, or maybe even intentional errors or misleading or hiding evidence. I mean, all sorts of stuff. But you're not going to see it be, well, there's like slightly additional evidence that they agreed to not present on either side, and all of a sudden you're going to get a new trial. That doesn't make any sense. Anybody who believes that, again, is just being stupid. Like, they can't get past whatever little racist goggles they got on to see that it's just not gonna happen. Okay, so it's a waste of time, and I'm kind of disappointed that whoever this attorney is didn't just come out and say like, no. It's extremely unlikely. I mean, they mentioned it kind of being not likely, but they were like, well, I don't know. That's how they started with indecisiveness. Like, girl, be confident, because it's not that it's not like there's a huge dog in the fight either way. It's just about either justice or not having justice. Like, either you have a justice system that works most of the time, or you pretty much have anarchy where racism and a bunch of dumbasses win. So I know which side I'm on, but let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out. Big shout out to my members, Cybernoodle 655, Bella Scott, Carpentier John, Pinecone 6, and Arcano. Always appreciate you.
So God bless you. Congratulations, you guys. You're amazing. Congratulations. You guys are amazing, okay? Know it.